Are we live?
And we are live. Welcome to the Supper Heroes cook-along, almost cook-along. This is your technique lesson. I'm Jonno Proudfoot, and we have Kastern of the Abalobi app here to teach us how to fillet a fish. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Jonno. How's it going?
Lekker, man. Obviously, we've been chatting a lot. Dude, it's great to have you. And do you want to give us a little bit of background before we get cracking? Not about Abalobi, because I think we've spoken about that quite a lot, but why are you licensed to teach me how to fillet fish?
Well, I don't think anyone can really be licensed. I'm just, I guess I'm here for technical support. I certainly don't want you to injure yourself, Jonno. No, so in all seriousness, before I started at Abalobi, my life was being a fishmonger. So I left school and started selling fish straight away. First, sort of as a side of the road vendor. Would you believe it? In the garden route, they even have those there in Wilderness. And that was the first couple of years of my life. And then eventually I got the opportunity to run a deli in Knysna. And that was probably a decade of working with all the traditional line fishers in Knysna, supplying firstly all their catch to consumers, and then later the restaurants got involved. Over that time, obviously, I got more and more interested in the resource, the marine environment, and that's where I ended up where I am now. But I still think I can fillet a fish or two and maybe impart some of that knowledge. So people are generally scared. They look at a whole fish and they think, wow, this looks amazing. It looks fresh. It looks great. But what now? You know, like I'd prefer just to buy a fillet. And I think that's it's a natural reaction. But look, be brave. You know, tackle a whole fish, fillet it. Firstly, it's not that difficult. And second, you can use just about the entire thing, right?
Okay. So this is a carpenter or a silver. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's got two names.
So this is the fish that I got from Abalobi. It's kind of got like a pinky gray silvery thing. Do you know why it's called a carpenter?
I don't actually know. The origin of the name is a bit of a mystery to me, as is a lot of fish names in South Africa. The one I'm still trying to nail is a Jakopiewe. So there's a couple of fish names floating around, and you know what? If you've got 2 hours to kill, try and Google the origin of the name. So, Jonno, do you want to get stuck into this fish?
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. So tell me, so look, I do kind of know what I'm doing, but it's nice for someone else to talk while we're doing it. So where would you start? Yeah.
So you're a bit of an old-hand at filleting. But for a lot of people who sort of tackling a fish for the first time, if you want, you can grab a pair of kitchen scissors and snip all the fins off. So, Jonno, just show where the fins are real quick.
I think okay. So these guys. Okay, so if you stand it up and you pull,
there we go. And just lift the dorsal fin there. Yeah, so you can just clip that off. The pectoral fins on the sides. Don't worry to do it with a knife, Jonno. You're all good. We're going to go ahead and fillet. But just a tip for anyone at home: if you have kitchen scissors, go ahead and you can clip those off before you get started.
So the first
thing you want to do is you want to cut past the back of the collar. So that part that you've got in your hand there is called the collar.
Okay.
There we go. So you just want to make a nice sort of sharp, even incision all the way to the top, to the back of the head.
Okay.
There we go.
Down to the bone, hey?
Cut all the way down to the bone. Yeah.
Cool.
Great. Okay, so what you can do right now is along the top at the dorsal fin, Jonno.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to make an incision from the back of the head all the way down to the tail. And you want to slowly make the first cut. And then as soon as you can feel the point of your knife hitting the bones inside, you want to then lean the knife up against those bones. So the idea being that you want as much of the meat to stay on the fillet.
So you're kind of angling it down.
As little as possible on the bones. There we go, all the way down. Nice, Jonno. And then you'll feel there's a central bone, and up towards the top of the fish, you're going to start to hit some pin bones. So your knife won't be able to go past them.
Got it.
Okay, so apply a little bit of force and cut through the pin bones.
Okay.
Excellent. And then the next bones you'll feel are ones which are around the belly cavity. So you want to carefully cut around those.
Okay, I didn't actually get through the pin bones.
Okay, great. Okay, now Jonno, hang on a sec before you go any further.
Oh, sorry.
This was you're all good there, but I learned a tip, even old dogs and new tricks. If you're filleting a fish like this and you're keeping the head on, don't cut that fillet off. Leave it on top of the fish now.
Okay.
Flip it around, the whole fish.
Okay. Because you always end up, dude, I can't believe it. Like, I've been doing this for a
Can
million
I tell
years.
you who we have to thank for this?
Who?
A little known chef in Stellenbosch called PJ Badis.
Oh, what a legend.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you, PJ.
Yeah, a legend when it comes to working with fish. And I never knew this. 10 years of working with fish. The first time I saw him do this, I was gobsmacked. Okay, so you're doing exactly the same here. Cut behind the collar.
Okay.
Behind that pectoral fin. There we go. All the way to the top of the head. And then you're doing exactly the same.
Okay. And
Running
obviously,
your knife along.
I started over here last time, but I'm going to start here because it's easier for me to pull.
Perfect. Perfect. You're always going to, yeah.
Okay.
So, Jonno, as you're cutting through there, the last fillet that you did, I'm pretty sure you went through the pin bones, and then you went ahead and you went all the way through the bones around the belly cavity as well.
Yes.
So on this side, try to go through the pin bones, but not the bones around the belly cavity.
Okay.
The pin bones are quite small. There we go. That's it. And then try and cut around the bones that are around the belly cavity. There we go. Nailing it.
Yeah, I think I'm like, let's sing it.
There you go.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, all the way down. And then this fillet you can remove. You can flip the fish around and then cut the second fillet off.
Okay. So this just goes like that. Cut there's a little poo in there. Okay.
Absolutely. And then there we go. Okay, so
I just want to show how
collars, right? Along the two collars. Beautiful. Look at that, Jonno. There's hardly any meat left on those bones, but enough still for a stock.
Yeah.
And the two collars are also delicious. So you can either put those in a stock or you can cut the collars off, trim off the fins, and those can be fried up pretty much like. Apologies. Sorry about that, Jonno. Those can be fried up pretty much like sticky chicken wings or something like that.
Okay, that's cool. Oh. Yeah. Okay, well, let's bring it back now.
Alrighty, so
that's great.
There we go. And then the head and the bones, delicious stock. I saw over the weekend you made a really good looking broth.
Yeah, and then I forgot to put it in the fridge and it went sour. But this goes straight in the pot, like that. There we go.
Beautiful. Okay,
cool.
So flip one of those fillets around real quick, Jonno.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Let me just give this a little wipe. Okay, so flip the fillet.
Yeah. So you just want to trim the bones around the belly cavity off.
These, yeah.
There we go. Beautiful. You can trim the bottom end of that fillet. All of that can go into your stock pot as well. And then you'll see there's some pin bones. So if you run your finger from the top of the fillet down towards the tail, roughly in the middle, you'll feel the little pin bones.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can either run to the shed, grab a pair of long nose pliers, sterilize them, and then pull the pin bones out one by one.
Yeah.
Or you can be brave and you can take a very sharp filleting knife and run it just on either side of the pin bones. Try not to cut all the way through the skin.
You know that I've never done this method.
I do it all the time. It's a little bit lazy, and I don't think chefs like it because you're cutting into the flesh where a lot of the moisture is during cooking. But man, if you're doing 20 of these and you need the pin bones gone and you want to make sure you get all of them, this is the way to do it. So you can literally, once you've cut on either side of them, pull them out. There we go. You've got to make an incision on both sides though. So at the top and the bottom on either side. There we go.
Yeah. Do you know what I will say is that Kate and I tried to do this on Friday. And what happened was we tried to use the pliers. And the thing about really fresh fish is obviously that so here I've kept the skin intact, by the way.
Beautiful. Look at that. Nice.
So now I'll do it again. So so I tried to do it with the pliers, but when the fish is really fresh, it's really firm. So it was not allowing us to actually do it. We couldn't. We basically kept breaking the bones because it wouldn't budge. Well, so I'm going to keep this little belly here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then we're going to.
A lot of people cut that off because they feel it cooks quicker, but it's a really rich part of the fish. I always prefer to leave it on.
Yeah, and in Japanese,
piece, almost like the little piece of meat under the cheekbones of a fish is also delicious.
This is called toro, and it's the most in Japan. It's like the prize sushi cut.
Yeah, because it's especially for some of the larger pelagics, like your tunas, for example.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go.
That is impressive, Jonno. Not a bone in sight. Most of the meat's still on the fillets. Alrighty,
So now should we do the incredibly impossible challenge and see how fast we can do one?
Alrighty, go.
All right. Okay, so let's get the clocks running. I'll start on the easy side. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
All right, so Jonno, you're on the clock, pal. There we go.
If there's any,
I've got to tell you, you look comfortable the first time round, but when a little bit of speed is in there, you seem to be flying through this now.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Okay. What's it under the? What did you call this?
I just call it the collar.
Okay, and then I've lost your tool just because I can't remember how to do it.
Yeah, you're still going great guns there, Jonno.
There we go.
Second fillet is taking slightly longer. No pressure.
Losing confidence in the second half.
Seems, yeah. You just work a little bit on the stamina there, pal.
Yeah. Okay. And
second half of the race.
Here we go. Boom. Clean in the thing.
Stop for it.
Come on.
All right.
Here we go. And then let's do this one. I'll cut the other bones out in a second. Oh, I think I got a lot of the belly bones when I...
Yeah, you did.
The pressure's on. Chris, I'm melting. Okay. I can't handle it. Okay, there we go. So they're the pin bones.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like it's going to probably be around about 2.5 minutes, Jonno.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Mean, that ain't that bad at all, right? If you bought a whole fish instead of buying fillets and you have to spend let's say you take twice as long as what you have because you filleted a fish or two in your life. That's 5 minutes you have to spend extra, and you get so much more out of the fish than just a couple of vacuum packed fillets, right?
Yeah, man, and you get the broth, and you get the street cred.
Yep.
You get the stuff. Yeah, look at that. Okay, what's my time?
2 minutes 49 seconds.
Fantastic. And then last thing, Chris, do
Yeah.
you score the fish?
I generally do. Yeah, just 2 or 3 cuts, and just to prevent it curling up too much.
Okay, so how do you score the fish?
So I sort of, if you look at the angle that you've cut near the head of the fish, you want to keep that angle. Yeah.
Okay.
And I probably do 3 cuts with a fillet this size. So space them out evenly across the length of the fillet. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, so the key thing, if you are going to score the fish, right, just make sure you have a sharp knife. Because if you don't have a sharp knife, you can do all sorts of damage. You can cut too far. You can almost cut the entire fillet in half. So then you've gone through all the effort of filleting the fish only to have cut it in half. That's perfect, just like that.
So not too deep, eh?
That's it. That's it.
Cool. And then one more over here in line with the...
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
And another thing, Jonno, you and I beautiful.
Cool.
So most important, just take your time.
Yeah.
I mean, it really isn't that difficult. And everyone that is watching, just encourage them to give it a bash. I must also say, you handled that fish very gently, Jonno.
Thank you.
It's a delicate thing. And I remember when you and I were competing around a braai fire, I got called out for manhandling fish. So Chris does strange things to you. So when you get a whole fish in front of you, you don't need to be overwhelmed or flustered. Just take it easy. Do how Jonno does, and you should be good to go.
Cool, man. Well, thanks very much. And for those of you watching, now you are ready. You've got your whole fish from Abalobi. You've got the skills to prepare for Wednesday, but also to prepare for any fish dish that you ever make ever again, because from now on you will be ordering fish through Abalobi. Chris, you've been able to watch while I sweat, which I suppose must be quite pleasurable in some ways. But yeah, thanks very much for joining, and for all of you at home, have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again on Wednesday night. Be ready. It's going to be great.
Cool. Thanks, Jonno.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cheers, bye.